While capitalism and socialism are often framed as opposites, they share certain underlying goals and face common challenges. This is a detailed comparative analysis of their similarities and differences, expanded with examples of how these systems benefit the countries that adopt them. Capitalism emphasizes private ownership of resources and the means of production. Individuals and corporations make decisions about investment, production, and distribution based on market dynamics with minimal government interference. Competition drives efficiency, innovation, and growth. For example, in the United States, private ownership has allowed companies like Tesla and Apple to thrive, contributing to technological advancements and job creation. By letting market forces dictate outcomes, capitalist nations foster dynamic economies where individuals and businesses can succeed based on merit and market demand. Socialism, in contrast, advocates for collective ownership or state control of key resources and industries. Production and distribution decisions are often centrally planned or regulated to ensure fairness and equality. Countries like Norway and Finland, which integrate socialist principles, use state control to manage sectors like healthcare and education, ensuring equitable access for all citizens. These systems prioritize public welfare over profits, creating strong social safety nets and reducing poverty levels. Similarity, both systems are concerned with resource allocation to meet societal needs. Modern capitalist countries often adopt regulations to prevent monopolies and protect consumers, while socialist economies incorporate market mechanisms to enhance efficiency. For instance, China's mixed economy allows private entrepreneurship alongside state control, leveraging the strengths of both approaches. The ultimate goal of capitalism is to maximize economic growth and individual prosperity. By rewarding entrepreneurship and innovation, capitalism seeks to improve living standards. The United States, for example, has achieved significant economic growth by fostering an environment where businesses can flourish. This growth often leads to higher incomes, better infrastructure, and a higher quality of life for those who can access opportunities. Socialism aims to achieve social equality and reduce poverty. By redistributing wealth and providing universal access to essential services, socialism ensures a basic standard of living for all citizens. For example, Sweden's focus on equitable wealth distribution through progressive taxation and extensive welfare programs has resulted in one of the lowest poverty rates globally. Social systems in socialist-oriented countries prioritize collective well-being, addressing societal disparities that capitalism often overlooks. Similarity, both systems aim to improve societal well-being but differ in their approaches. Capitalism relies on individual success to drive societal progress, while socialism emphasizes collective welfare to uplift everyone. Hybrid systems, like those in Germany and Canada, blend capitalist growth with socialist redistribution to balance these goals effectively. In capitalism, innovation is driven by competition and the promise of profit. Companies invest in research and development to gain a competitive edge, leading to rapid advancements. For instance, South Korea's capitalist framework has enabled tech giants like Samsung to innovate and dominate global markets. The competition inherent in capitalism ensures that resources are allocated efficiently, with the most successful ideas rising to the top. Socialism, while less profit-focused, can still foster innovation when governments or collectives invest in public goods. Cuba, for example, has made significant advancements in healthcare and biotechnology despite limited resources due to state-driven innovation aimed at benefiting society. However, without market competition, innovation can sometimes stagnate, as there is less direct incentive for individuals and businesses to excel. Both systems depend on human ingenuity and resource management to solve problems and advance society. Hybrid economies, such as those in France and China, often combine state-led initiatives with private sector innovation to achieve balanced progress. Capitalism has been criticized for exacerbating economic inequality. While it creates wealth and opportunity, it often concentrates power and resources among the few. For example, in India, capitalism has spurred remarkable economic growth, but has also widened the gap between rich and poor, with millions still living below the poverty line. Socialism directly addresses inequality by redistributing wealth through taxation and public programs. In Denmark, for example, a strong emphasis on equality ensures access to free education, healthcare, and social benefits, reducing disparities in wealth and opportunity. While this approach reduces poverty, critics argue that it can disincentivize individual ambition and innovation. Both systems recognize the challenges posed by inequality. Modern economies often blend capitalist growth with socialist redistribution to address wealth gaps. For instance, the United Kingdom combines a free market economy with public healthcare and welfare systems to tackle disparities. In capitalism, the state's role is limited, ideally focusing on maintaining fair competition and enforcing laws. Countries like Singapore have thrived by adopting pro-business policies with minimal government interference, fostering a highly competitive and efficient economy. However, over-regulation is often seen as a threat to economic freedom and growth. Socialism, on the other hand, relies on a strong state presence to manage the economy and distribute resources. Nations like Vietnam, with its state-directed economy, ensure that essential industries like energy and transportation are accessible and affordable for all citizens. This strong state role can stabilize the economy and provide security during times of crisis. The two systems require some level of state involvement. Even capitalist economies rely on governments to regulate markets, build infrastructure, and enforce labor laws. Socialist economies, meanwhile, often incorporate market mechanisms to improve efficiency, as seen in China's state capitalist model. In capitalism, environmental and social goals are often secondary to profit. However, increasing public awareness has driven corporations to adopt sustainable practices. For example, the United States has seen a rise in green energy companies, driven by consumer demand and government incentives. Yet profit motives can sometimes conflict with long-term environmental goals. Socialism, by prioritizing collective well-being, integrates environmental and social goals into its policies. Countries like Costa Rica, with its emphasis on sustainability and environmental protection, have successfully combined economic growth with ecological preservation. State control enables long-term planning to combat climate change and address systemic issues like poverty and healthcare. Both systems are evolving to address modern challenges. Capitalist and socialist economies alike are grappling with climate change and global inequality. Hybrid approaches, such as Germany's green initiatives and social policies, demonstrate the potential for combining profit motives with social responsibility. While capitalism and socialism differ fundamentally in their approaches to ownership, wealth distribution, and state involvement, the reality in 2025 reveals that socialism provides a more inclusive and equitable framework for the well-being of all citizens. Countries with strong socialist elements like Norway and Denmark boast universal access to free healthcare and education, significantly lower poverty rates, and a greater focus on environmental sustainability. These systems ensure that no one is left behind, prioritizing public welfare and equality over profit motives. In contrast, purely capitalist systems often exacerbate income inequality, with wealth concentrated among the elite while large portions of the population struggle to meet basic needs. For example, in the United States, millions face unaffordable healthcare and education costs, highlighting the limitations of a profit-driven model that prioritizes the rich over the poor. As nations continue to confront global challenges, including climate change, technological disruption, and social inequality, the socialist model emerges as the better choice for ensuring that societal progress benefits everyone. Hybrid systems that integrate the efficiency of capitalism with the inclusivity of socialism will likely dominate the future. But socialism's commitment to leaving no one behind marks it as the clear victor for the people in 2025.